In today's video, I'm gonna make it very short, simple, and sweet. You here because you seen the title. This is exactly why your trading entries are wrong. I'm not gonna do too much talking. I'm not gonna do too much yapping. I'm gonna get straight to the action. So as you can see, man, we have switched from the camera and we are now onto the charts. This right here is everything that you need to know. You can apply it to anything. It don't matter if you trade, I don't know, man, ICT. It don't matter if you trade simply just straight support and resistance, price action. It don't matter what it is, what type of trader you are. I feel like just understanding this information will change and shift your whole trading experience dramatically, man. You need to understand how to enter the market. Also, when to know that price is just ready overall. You need to understand this. This will help anybody out, man. Watch the whole video all the way through. Not playing around, bro. Don't miss none of this sauce. None of it. So before we hop into the candlesticks, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my tool down here, my path pattern. I'm going to move over and we're going to draw some simple price action out. I drew out a bullish market onto the left over here, and we also have our bearish market on the right. Now, as you can see, the bullish market means we're going up. The bearish market means we're going down. In a bearish market, we're trying to take sells, and in a bullish market, we're trying to buy price. It's very, very simple. I'm going to show you where the market shifted, and then we're going to show how you can take action in these moments. The number one rule is to trade with the trend. So I'm assuming that everyone watching this video is just trend traders. They don't counter trend trade. They just trade with the trend. It's easier. It's something that we all heard when we very first got into this skill set. Trade with the trend. The trend is your friend. I know you heard something like that before. So what we do is we identify the lower high and the lower low in this bullish market. Currently, up until this point before market shifted, we were bearish. So from right here, I see a lower high, and right beneath that, I see a lower low. All I'm doing now is just going to keep on moving price. Every time we break this floor, I'm going down to the lowest point. So currently, right now, I'm looking at this low. And then the high that followed it was this roof right here. This is the next high point. So the second that the market breaks this floor, I'm now looking at the new level that it stopped at. And it went from this low to this low. So I'll grab this, put that right there. And then I also grab my new floor and drag it right there. What is the high that it came from? Came from this high right here. So I'm going to drag this circle over here, and this is the new roof. We do the same thing again. We just rinse and repeat. The new low, okay. The new high, cool. This is now the floor, and this is also the ceiling. This is the stage where you have to make a decision. This is where price is right here showing us that it's ready to go up. It's ready to continue in this bullish trend. So on the lower time frames, when we're entering the market, we wait for price to break the roof, because that's the first indication that we are now shifting the trend. We are now going to continue in the direction of the trend. Like, I like to trade with the higher time frames. So on the lower time frames, I just wait for them to align with the higher time frames. Do the same exact story that the higher time frames is also doing. So if the higher time frames is bullish, making higher highs and higher lows, I want to see the lower time frames doing that as well. Right now, since this roof got broken in this example, we then draw this as the new roof. This is now my new high point. This is the new area that I want to see price be able to break, because I want to see price go up. And when price pulls back, this is how the trend is changing. The trend just changed. We went from making lower lows and lower highs to now making higher lows and higher highs. Once this roof is now broken, this is the new roof. This is the new floor. Price is in a bullish trend. And these are my levels that I'm now looking at. I'm looking at this floor right here, and I'm also looking at this roof. Before I give you the other piece to the puzzle that you're looking for, we're going to switch over to this bearish market and do the exact same thing. We're waiting for price to give us some sort of indication that it's now ready to go in the direction of the trend, which is bearish, which is going down. So just how we did over here in this bullish market, in the bearish market, now we do the same exact thing. This is our roof right here. Well, this would be our floor. Price is breaking highs, so it is currently bullish. And if we have a bullish market and we're trying to take sells, we need to wait for price to time itself. We need to wait, we need to time it, and we need to wait for price to align with the higher time frame. It got broke once price pushed past this highlighted point. So this is now the new roof. This will now be the new floor. And I'm going to move my highlighted points from right there to right there. This is now my focus in this range. Price is still going up, so I'm not worried about anything right now. I'm just waiting for price to show me something different, to show me a different characteristic. I want to see the story change, and I want to see price tell me that it no longer wants to go in this direction. We keep on going up and up. I'm just going to move this really quick until we get to the point. And these are now my new roof, and this is also my new floor. From this point, this is when, in this example, price is doing something different. It's changing the characteristics that it's been following. Currently, we've been going up. As you can see, if I draw this trend line, price was on a solid trend until we broke this line. Now, from this point on, if I delete this, we can see that this is no longer the floor, because this floor got disrespected. Price no longer respects this area the same way it respected these ones. It's not going to respect it and continue to bounce off of this floor like a trampoline. It's now going to use this floor as a ceiling. It's now going to hit its head on the floor the next time it pulls back. From this point, price then breaks. This is now the new floor. This is still the ceiling, because we haven't broke this level just yet. Since this is the floor, if I'm following price, as soon as price breaks this level right here, this is now the new ceiling. I would drop this, and yeah, I would be wanting to look for entries in this area, because this is when price is now showing me, is giving me an indication. It's telling me I don't want to go up no more. I want to go down. I don't want to keep on going in this trend, this temporary trend, because the higher time frames trend is going this way. So I'm trading with the overall trend of the markets. This is how I get in the market. And the last final piece to this, I'm going to show you with the candlesticks, because it's all going to tie together and it's going to make sense. You want to make sure that you understand the analogy of the roof and the floor concept, because that's all it is. We're just going from roof to floor, floor to roof, depending on which direction that you're going in. That's all you want to see. So from here on, this will now, once we broke this area right here with this push down, this will now be the new floor. This would be the new ceiling only once this floor is broken. So if we just pulled back like this, let's say this was never here, and we're just like this. This does not consider us breaking this floor, because price has not pushed down here. This is not a lower high, because for all I know, price could easily just pull back, break this, and then push down. It does that type of stuff all the time. Like, you have to wait for price to be ready. So in order to know that it's really a valid roof in this example, we have to see price break this area. In this example right here, since price broke this floor level, this would now be the new floor, and then this would be the new ceiling. So then we would move like this, like so. You feel me? You have to be patient. That is one of the keys in this video, is patience. This was just a brief example with just the path tool. So now that we are finally on to the candlesticks, this is exactly what to do. And we're on GBP JPY. So as you can see in this example, man, price was just currently on a bullish uptrend. So we're not gonna look at what's going on right now, because bro, last week the markets dropped. A lot of stuff went on. This is kind of crazy right now. We're not going to talk about this. We're just going to talk about what was just going on. It's an easy read to tell that price was in a bullish uptrend. As you can see, I'll draw out the same thing with the path tool. We were going up, down, up. And you'll see at times we break, but overall, the overall trend is that we are going up. And if I pull this down, this is literally the same thing that y'all just seen in the other example. It just has way more lines on it. So now you might be asking yourself, how do I get in with this? But I'm gonna show y'all. This is exactly how this will work. We got our low, we have our high. So what happened? Price ends up breaking this. We go up right there. Then price breaks this. Like I said in the other example, this point right here can't be the higher low, because we never broke this ceiling. So we must wait for this ceiling to get broke. Price broke it temporarily. We were bearish until we broke the high yet again. So this will be the ceiling up top, and this will be the floor at the bottom. Next, we just wait for price to break this roof. Once this roof right here is broken, we look for the next one that it goes to. So clearly it went from this roof and it then stopped at this roof. Where was the last point that this roof came from? It was this low right here. It was this point. So this is my higher low. This is my higher high, and this is my higher low. Now we're just trying to figure out how we can get in right here. So if I go to this same exact point, which is right over here, we're going to then drop down onto the time frame. Let me put this back over here so I can find that exact point in the market. I was looking at this point down here. Let's figure out how we could have gotten in and took advantage of this market at this point. Now I'm going into replay mode. Like I said, I'm going to figure out how we could have gotten in this area and made it make sense. So to make this easier, instead of using lines, I'm going to use boxes, just because, man. So we already know that the market is going up. We already know that. We clearly just broke above this higher high, which told us that we are now bullish. And these are our new points that we are now focused on. These are our focal points. This is the area that told me we're in a higher high and a higher low range. Shifted above a high, price pulled back, and now we're starting to go up. So how can we get in from here? What can we do to make money in this market? It's very simple. I'm going to replay it a little bit more because my entry would have came before this. Like, I would have been gotten into the market before this, but this is exactly what we wait on. Now, man, you might be asking, what do we do from here on? How do I get in and how do I make money with this? Like, I understand the direction of the price. I understand where like the overall bias is going. I understand where the market looks to be heading. How do I make money? It's very simple, and it might just blow your mind because of how simple it is. So easy, bro. We literally just look at the last candlestick that got printed off, which is this bearish candle. All it is, man, we just wait for the last candlestick that is in the opposing direction of our bias. So if we're trying to go up, the opposing direction would be bearish. We wait for that bearish candle to get engulfed with price. We wait for a candlestick to overpower this one, a momentum candlestick, an engulfing of some sort. We need to see that. And that indicates to us that price is now ready to go with energy in the direction of our bias. Once we've already indicated that we want to go and continue in that direction. Without me talking, man, I'm now going to wait for this candlestick right here to get engulfed, and we just enter in right after that. We give the stop loss a little bit of breathing room, and we target a 1 to 2, a 1 to 3, a 1 to 4, whatever you want to go for. It's that simple. So right now, as you can see, price literally just engulfed this bearish candlestick with these two bullish candlesticks. Now this big momentum candlestick might not give you the best entry. So if you wanted to wait, that's up to you. But me personally, I see my entry signal. I'm hopping in the markets. Getting in right here. Let's say I get my stop loss, a tad bit of room, a little touch of some room. And then what do I do from here? I just aim for what I need. Now I would have other targets, obviously, but in this example, we're just going to aim for a 1 to 2. Just for this example, and we want to see exactly how price wants to play out. And boom, just like that, man. As you can see, we got close. Price got pretty close to taking us out, but it respected the structure. It now looks at this level as a new higher low. If we're going by the same theory that I said in those examples, this will be the higher high. As soon as price breaks above the roof, this is now the new one. We wait for the pullback. Price goes. From here on, this is now the higher high. This will then be the higher low. So right here, this was the higher low. This is now the new higher low up over here. And then the new higher high will clearly be up here. So what do we do in the next example? Because we could just do it right now. Let's just do it right now. We wait for price to pull back and give us some sort of engulfing. Price pulled back. We're still respecting structure. We have not broken a level yet. We need to see us respect it and go up. Engulfing candlestick right here. Price just printed off one. Same thing. Entering again. Stop loss, a little bit of breathing room. Aim for a 1 to 2, whatever, 1 to 3. Whatever you want to aim for. I'm going to just do a 1 to 2. And we're going to hit play. Just like that, we got in again. Now what do? I wait for the same exact thing. If you're trading with the trend, it will always be easier for you. It will always be easier. Don't make it harder for yourself. Just trade with the trend. Let price engulf it and continue in that direction. We don't need to do too much. We don't need to, bro. You just need to make sure you have positive risk to reward management, risk to reward skills, and you're forever going to make money, man. You are going to make money. You just have to lock in, make sure that you focus up, man, and do the right things. Be patient. That's another thing. Before we even, because like I damn near forgot this part, and this is one of the most important things. In order for this to work, patience is needed, bro. Patience is the #1 key. Patience is like, let's say we're fishing, right? We're fishing. This might be your fishing hook. Obviously, your trading strategy, whatever you're doing to catch the fish is your hook. Patience is like the bait on the fish. You feel me? Patience is like, I don't know, man. Patience is just that. It's that bait. It's literally needed in order for this to work. Like, in order for you to catch that fish, you need to have some bait. In order for you to catch these trades, you need to have patience. At the end of the day, without you not having patience, This just can't work. So you have to have patience. You have to wait for price to engulf. You also need to make sure you give your stop loss a little bit of a breathing room. That's up to you. That's discretionary to the user. Overall, man, the main thing I say, don't go fishing without no bait. Don't go trading without having patience. End of the day, that's what we need. That's what's required. But this is why your entries are wrong. This is exactly why. You're not being patient. You're not waiting for price to give you an indication in the direction that it wants to go. And you're just not waiting for that little engulfing. You're not waiting to use your bait at the proper time. See, now we never know when price is going to want to go in that direction. All we know is what we can see, which is price action. And if price action is showing us that we might just be ready right now because it's now giving us momentum in that direction overall, that's all we need to see, bro. And then the rest of it's just history. Like, I could go on for days doing this. I only did 2 examples, but we can go on for days, bro. At the end of the day, patience is needed, patience is required, and yeah, man, trade with the trend. That is everything for this video. I appreciate y'all for sticking around and tuning in. If y'all gain value from this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more informative content coming on the way, and we got a lot more videos coming on the way. If y'all have any video requests, any ideas, drop them down in the comment section below. I will do my best to make them in video format, make it as simple as possible, and to make it understandable, because this trading shit should not be this hard. All the information is out there. We just have to put it together. We have to find a valuable, honest source, somebody who can give you the real game. We need to find it, and luckily you found this channel. So continue to watch, apply the information. I'm telling you, it works, bro. And if you need a community with like-minded people, if you're a like-minded individual, join the Discord community down below in the description. You won't be disappointed, man. Yeah, man, that is it. That is all. That is everything. I appreciate y'all for sticking around and tuning in, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.